Hello and welcome. Today I want to talk about the Viperade VE3 Pocket Organizer. I first saw this a while back, a few months ago, back in October on Amazon and on a few different YouTube channels. I'll send a link to the channels I saw this on and the reviews that they had. Pretty good channels at reviewing EDC items. But going ahead, I thought about grabbing one, and a few weeks ago I decided to grab this and give it a try. And so far it's been working fairly good for what it does in terms of quick access and organizing stuff in my pocket. So meaning I would carry this in a pocket, coat pocket or something like that, similar to what I would carry with my EDC wallet, which I'll compare later. But for now, this is the Viperade VE3. The back of it has a YKK zipper here that's inverted. On the inside pocket, we do have some waterproofing rubberized material. So it looks like it could be weather and water resistant for that internal pocket alone. We have the Viperade icon stitched here. And we also have the front here with several different pockets. Two in the front here and one bigger one in the back for a notebook. And we have Molly Pals webbing in the front here for attaching other items. I typically don't like to put anything in front here if it's going to be for my pocket. This does keep my Victorinox and pens from clanking together and scratching each other, which sometimes I don't want happening, but it's just the way it goes. So the idea behind this for me, the reason why I got it, was to have something I can access quickly, as opposed to opening up something and then digging in something and then pulling it out, then putting it back in. It takes some time when I don't necessarily have time. So I carry this instead. So let's start with the first item I have here. This is the Fenix T6 penlight combo, and I've had this for roughly about a month and a half now, and it's worked out fairly well. I've got some ink inserts for it, and it is a USB rechargeable flashlight. So the head unit here can come off and you can charge it via the port up here, or you can set it on the table and you can also write in the dark with it. It has a ceramic bead at the top for breaking glass. I don't know how effective that is or if that's practical, but you can use light on different modes here, and you can write with it in the dark, which is fairly nice, or you can keep it attached to the pen here and just use it as a longer flashlight with longer reach here. So it does have a lockout mode, so when you push it, it doesn't go on, which is fairly handy. And the pocket clip is nice. It's got decent retention and it slips in the pocket very nicely here. So it's nice and organized, and it faces outside, so I can turn this on if I wanted to and just shine it where I want. So it's kind of nice to have it in that configuration. Moving over, we do have the Victorinox Cybertool Lite. Now, I've talked about this many times, and I'll go over it real quick this time, because I'm sure you guys who watch the channel a lot know exactly what kind of stuff is in here. But we have a bit driver here. We have a bit holder here that holds 4 bits in there, double-sided, so you can change it up if you want. And we have a pair of pliers here. Needle nose at the top, very tiny regular plier, and a very, very, very tiny, very small, thin wire gauged wire cutter and wire crimpers here. Next up is the famous part of Victorinox's, their scissors. Very high quality and useful. On this part, we have a smaller pen blade here, very sharp. And then we have the bigger one here. And we have the magnifying glass here. We have a slotted screwdriver, a bottle cap lifter, and a wire bender here. And then we have our can opener, slotted screwdriver that's smaller here. And we have the namesake of the Cybertool Lite, the Lite module here, the 3rd generation here. So we can use that and take our screwdriver and have a light to wherever we're bearing down on. On the back here, we have our corkscrew, eyeglass, slotted micro driver, and we have a pin inside the scale here. Pulls out. Very useful. We have our hook, and then we have our sewing eyelet here, reamer all with the sewing eyelet. And then we have our, obviously, hook here for the ring. And the scales, these are the plus scales. We have tweezers. Then on this side, we have our, what normally would be a toothpick, but this is a modification or an aftermarket addition to the tool. This is a ferrule bar for sparking and starting fires, since I carry this one outdoors. And then I have my pressurized ballpoint pen here. And that's pretty much the Cybertool Lite. It's like a mini tool chest in one. It is big and bulky and heavy, but it does offer a lot of tools in one spot for me for what I'd use it for. Now this pocket is a good decent size. As you can tell, it fits a 91mm platform Victorinox knife. You can fit a Leatherman Wave 3rd generation, 2nd generation, 1st generation in there. You can fit any of the medium-sized Leatherman and potentially some of the larger ones in there. It does have some more clearance up here. And what I like to do is I like to put my lanyard through these little paracord holders at the top here, which you can put strings to and sling this on your side if you wanted to. In this pocket, it's very simple. I do have just a notebook here. This is like $1 for 3 notebook at the local store. And I write my notes down here. Chicken scratch writing, I know, but works fairly well for quick access to writing notes. And that's essentially what I use this for mainly, is a place to put my notepad and pen and my Victorinox multi-tool without scratching everything up and jiggling around my pocket. So I like to put my lanyard through these holes here. Kind of keeps everything secure in place, so if it does happen to drop out, it does have a little bit of resistance. On the back, we have the YKK zipper, like I mentioned before, and I have a few things in this pocket. They're not fully stuffed, which is not my typical way of running with EDC items, but we have a Olight i1R2 Pro. This is a special anniversary edition, which has a warmer tint type of LED inside of it. It's not as bright as the others, but works very well. Custom lanyard on it, piece of paracord. And finally, we have a brass lighter here, zippo lighter, a thicker one too, the armor one. It has a vector insert, butane insert, so I don't lose the fuel in here. So you can take that out. It's got that Thunderbird. And we close that up, and it fits nicely right in here. So, and that's all I carry right now for the Viperade VE3. Let's do a comparison real quick to something that I do carry and rotate. This is my EDC wallet. And I designed this originally for carrying in the colder months with like coat pockets and things like that. And this is also kind of in that realm because I can't really fit that in a jeans pocket. It's kind of bulky, but it does organize the pockets space in my coats fairly efficiently and as a quick access. Whereas this one, I have to unzipper everything, go through it, find what I'm looking for, and then pull it out. Then get to writing, and doesn't have a notebook in this one, but I have a lot more organizational potential in this versus this. And if you can tell, it's about on par with the same sizing as the VE3. This is the Fire Picofire EDC pouch, and I like this one in particular because it has credit card type of slots in it, which organizes your wallet. So you can tell size comparison wise, this is length and width size on par with the VE3, but thickness is about 2.5 more times compared to the VE3. So this one is definitely a very big option. And once again, it's only designed for coat pockets and winter carrying, being inside a kit. So that's why the thickness is something else. But this is all encompassing. This has exposed items on the outside. So again, what I'm getting at with those two is the VE3 is more of a philosophy of pull it out, use it, put it back in, no fiddling around with that many zippered compartments, whereas the Roaring Fire one, you have to unzip it, go through it, but it does offer a little bit more customization in terms of organizational potential. And so I've had this for about 3 weeks. It's worked out decently. I don't know if I'm going to carry it in the hotter, warmer months where I don't have enough pocket space. I could keep it in a bag kit, which I just pull out real quick, get to what I need, put it back in. It does work very well in that capacity. I think that's how I might carry this item. And that's all I got to say about the Viperade VE3. It does seem like a nice piece of equipment to have in your EDC kit. I do recommend trying it out, see if it works for your needs and your specifications. And once again, what I do on my EDC stuff may not work for everybody else, so just got to throw that out there. Design your own stuff, come up with your own ways of doing something. And that's all I got to say. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'm finally done with B401 and taking my tests, so that's why I haven't been around much. And I'll be able to do exterior firefighting and ride the EMT apparatus as an attendant now for the rest of my probationary period with the firehouse. So I'm back to making videos. I'm no longer invested in studying all the time and taking tests, so I'll be doing more videos like this in the future. Thanks for watching and enjoy your day.